Talking with people with music in their genes, their blood, and in their soul. You are watching Musical Interlude. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Musical Interlude. I am your host, Casey Bell, and today's guest is Taydem Shoesmith. Let's get this show started. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. So my first question I have for you is, when did you first discover or acknowledge your musical talent?
Well, I've been singing as long as I can remember. Only in the last couple of years did I start writing music and kind of wanting to make real music, like my newest single. So, yeah, kind of a newer thing. A little late in life, but better late than never.
When did you first decide to make singing, I guess you could say a profession, or when did you first decide to record?
I think it was last year was when I first started to record. I was kind of producing my own little things on like GarageBand, so nothing too good or like professional, but yeah, I think it was around 2021, I want to say, is when I thought about it more seriously.
What would you say inspired you to think about it more seriously? What was the thing that made the light bulb go off that maybe this is something I should pursue?
I think it was really just my mom. I'm a pretty shy person, so doing this kind of thing is hard for me, but she's always like so supportive, and she's always told me that she likes my voice and the things I create. So I think I just wanted to make her proud in that aspect, and so I tried to go for it, and now it's worked out pretty well, and I like doing it, so I'm glad I went for it.
When you decided to start, did you have knowledge of everything, or where did you begin? How did you know where to begin? Like, talk to us about your journey of how you got started.
Yeah, I really didn't have any like knowledge of music business. Like, I like listening to music and stuff, but it's not like I had family or friends in this sort of thing. So I started off as an actor first. I started acting in high school, and I kind of met people along the lines there, like going to little award shows and stuff, and you meet other people that way. So I kind of made connections. People led us to the studio I ended up going to in Boone. Yeah, and getting us connected with a promoter. So it's just a lot of connections in there with acting that kind of led me to learn more about the music side. So,
what were some of the things you ended up learning along the way that I guess you could say kind of shocked you? Some of the things you weren't aware of in music business.
well, I haven't learned a lot yet. I'm still pretty new to all of it. There's a lot more to it than I ever even thought of, like just things that I would literally not think to do or look up or promote myself that way. So it's been a really big learning process, and actually recording the song, you don't really realize how much work goes into one single song. So it just makes me have so much more respect for musicians and writers, producers. Not that I didn't have it before, but it's just grown even more.
So what were some of those things as far as recording your very first song? What was some of the things you learned that you had to do that you didn't realize you needed to do?
I feel like communication was the hardest thing for me, because I didn't really know how to vocalize what I wanted from the song. So like just communication that way, making sure that I actually said what I wanted. It's hard to, as kind of an introvert, to kind of tell my emotions about what's going on, especially with it being a whole new experience and whole new people. Just learning that it's okay to make mistakes in the studio. There's a reason why it's not live. You can mess up. Like, learning that was a hard one for me, but I'm glad that I did, because it's part of the process.
So talk about one of your latest singles that you've released. The name of the song, I guess you can say synopsis. What is the song about, and what or who inspired you to write these lyrics?
So my newest single and only real professional studio made song is called Are You Clapping? It's about confidence and independence. It also talks about like dating and relationships, how you feel the need to sort of change yourself when you meet new people, and the pressure of just being someone else. Like you feel like you have to show up as someone else for new people. And the whole thing is like, are you clapping? Like you should be so confident that in your decisions that you feel like you can clap for yourself, and you feel so confident that you can ask for applause. So that's kind of what the song's about. I kind of wrote it out of anger, honestly. I was just so annoyed of hearing the same things over and over, that, oh, I should wear makeup, or, oh, you just need to talk more, you just need to get out there more, or I feel like I had to change so many parts of myself to find someone romantically or friends wise. I just felt like I was lacking every way. And I just wanted to just like shed all of that and say, I'm fine, you know, I'll find a way myself. So it's kind of where the lyrics came from.
First of all, thank you for writing that. I like that, and I'm glad that you decided to be yourself and not to listen to people's, I would say, opinionated suggestions of what you need to do with yourself. I just recently, I think 2 weeks ago, put on social media a post, never, if you are a penguin, never fly for an eagle who has a problem with you swimming. And I think that's our problem now, is we every part of creation is unique and diverse, and we don't have a problem with it. The only problem we have is humans being unique and diverse. And I think we need to learn that if you wear makeup, that's fine. That doesn't mean every other person has to do it as well. And so I'm glad that you chose to be yourself and to write a song that inspires other people to be themselves.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks. I'm glad that people can relate to it and understand it. So that's been nice.
So even though you're new at this, what are some things you can advice you can give to someone who's starting out, who is starting from zero?
Oh, I really don't think I should be giving advice at this stage. I don't know if I've learned enough yet, honestly. I would just say, like, stay true to why you started. It can be easy to get lost in other people's music and what you feel like you should be, and just try to make your own path and remember why you started in the first place, because you love it. So I think that's all I got for advice.
Well, kind of off the subject, I do want to mention something that I did notice. I'm assuming, obviously, music was the inspiration behind I See Your Tattoo of a cassette tape. Is that what that is?
Oh, yeah, it is. Yep, I just got it not too long ago, too, so thanks for noticing.
So were you born in that era, or is that something like, do you know, obviously you know what it is.
Yeah.
Have you ever used one?
I have used one, yep, quite a few times. My car still uses cassette tapes, so I've used it in there. My purse is actually the cassette tape from Guardians of the Galaxy, and I've had that for such a long time. I just feel like it's become a part of me. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just my way of appreciating music, so yeah, thanks for noticing.
It's pretty cool. All right. Okay, so my last question I have for you, and take as long as you need to in thinking, as far as your inspiration. Well, I'll two last questions, I'll say. So last question, any music inspiration that you've been listening to, I guess, since you're a child, artists that you like to listen to that inspired you, or artists that you were singing to that caused you to realize you can sing?
Ooh. I feel like I've had a lot of different, like a variety of singers and artists that I've been listening to my whole life. Like Michael Jackson is a big one. I like jazz music. Billie Holiday became a big favorite of mine in like middle school. I listen to a lot of Rascal Flatts too. So I have a lot of different ones, like different genres. Recently it's been like Sabrina Carpenter, Camila Cabello. I like Alyssa Cara. I think that's her name. But yeah, I like different sounding voices. I've always been a little bit sad that my tone is kind of not as unique as others, but I just love a unique tone, so I kind of gravitate towards that kind of sound. And I like the good writing too, like inspiring lyrics, confident lyrics, things like that. So yeah, a lot of different inspirations there.
Cool. So is there any one artist that are alive that you would like to or have liked to collaborate with on a song or an album?
Ooh. Oh, it's so difficult. There's too many to choose from. I mean, I usually say Sabrina Carpenter because I've just been a fan of her from the beginning of her career, so probably her, I'm gonna say for right now. There's many people I want to list.
A date before it gets too late. Like you want me to set you up. How about wearing some makeup? Smile more, talk more. Don't be a bore. So quiet the cameras. No, I'm not acting. I'ma try to play myself and see what happens. No, I can't mess up my next few lines. Even though I might stumble a couple of times. Are you clapping? Are you clapping? Are you clapping? Tell me why it's a crime.
That is all the time we have for you today on this episode of Musical Interlude. I want to thank our guest Taydem Shoesmith for stopping on by and sharing, and of course you, as always, the audience. Thank you so much for stopping and watching. Have a great day. We'll see you again on Musical Interlude.